Hello, everyone. Welcome to Doc's Herbal Corner, sponsored by Dr. Tates, Herbal Tinctures and Tonics. Bitter herbs. Just the sound of it isn't particularly appealing to many people. But those who know. So, what do they know? Why are bitters considered to be among the most powerful medicinal herbs? What do they do? Let's find out. Today, we discuss why bitters are better with naturopath, herbalist, detox specialist, author, diplomat of integrated medicine with over half a century of herbal medicine experience, Dr. Stephen Tates. Let's jump right in. In the last several sessions we've had with Doc's Herbal Corner, we have spoken about, or you have spoken about, a specific herb, its benefits, and what people need to know. But I've noticed kind of a recurring theme with a lot of these herbs is that they fall under a certain classification.
Yes, they do.
And that classification is bitters.
Correct.
So instead of talking today about a single herb, can you share with us why we need bitters in our life?
Well, outside of certain exceptions with certain plants and herbs, the bitters have the highest concentration of properties in them. And with those properties, the body's functions and responses are quicker and more effective when we use bitters. All legitimate herbalists, not somebody that took a course somewhere, but all legitimate herbalists tend to lean toward bitters, and then they tend to have their favorite bitters. It could be burdock, it could be gentian, it could be ginger, it could be sassafras, it could be sarsaparilla, it could be chamomile, it could be, a variety of different ones. The bitters go deeper into the cellular structure, deeper into the body, and increase a couple of things. And one of those things is circulation and blood cleansing and blood flow, which then helps, no matter what other properties that are in those particular bitters, helps that cleansing of the kidneys and liver and the spleen and the pancreas, heart muscles, starting to remove, decades of old waste in the body. So when you're trying to do that third principle of health that we talked about, the body's capable of cleansing, healing, rebuilding itself, provided we do what? Give it the right ingredients, give it the right conditions so that the body can do its thing better. The bitters work hand in hand and help that process where the body actually starts to cleanse and heal faster.
Is there a connection between the strength of an herb being a bitter, because it's from like the stem or the bark or the root of the plant, versus herbs that might taste better, but they're part of a leaf or a flower?
Yeah, now leaves and flowers, depending on leaves and flowers with the essential oil, can be very powerful. And that might be a podcast at some point, understanding the flowers and essential oils like, uh, lavender oil and, things of that nature, grapeseed oil extracts and stuff like that. But that's a category for another time. But when you're really trying to flush the urinary tract, move blood through the prostate area, really helping detox. The best way to start is with bitters. Now, you can still go to essential oils after you started doing the bitters, but you want to be safely aggressive in starting to move things out of the system. And a safely aggressive process is doing your bitters, okay? It will help with your digestive response by enhancing the secretion of the digestive juices as the food is going down the GI tract or the gastrointestinal tract from the throat and the mouth, the throat, down that I call it that pipe in the middle of the body. What it's doing is these digestive enzymes are going in, mixing with and softening up the food that you're eating so that when it gets down into the intestines, the body can absorb the nutrients better, provided, of course, the food, you know, can be broken down, but uh, it helps in that breaking down process. So the bitters help that process. Now you don't have to take the bitters um, while you're eating. Just taking, your favorite bitter tonic or something that's a bitter. Every herbalist actually has a favorite. Taking it on a regular basis every day. You're taking it on a regular basis every day, then it builds those digestive juices up so that when you're eating healthy food, it breaks it down. It breaks it down like into a mush type of thing, where when it gets to the large and small intestine, it absorbs through the pores of your intestines, and then that nutrients get into the bloodstream, and then it starts to circulate through the body. And that's
So the bitters can be pretty strong then.
oh yeah.
They are strong.
I mean, because you know some of my better formulas, and it'll make your head go around like The Exorcist or something when you first take it. Because decades ago, bitters was a common thing, in all cultures, even in this country. Our great grandparents and stuff, they made bitter herbs. Bitters was part of, the nutritional and healing process. But over the decade, sweet, salty has taken over what people tend to consume more. And that's wrong because it should be more of the bitter, especially when you're dealing with herbs and stuff like that, especially when you're dealing with something to help with the digestive process. Another bitter is apple cider vinegar. Now, it's a cider vinegar, and you would think that because it's cider vinegar, that it would go in the body alkaline. But no, I mean acidic. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. But it goes in alkaline. And the more alkaline stuff is, the more it harnesses that healing power that we've talked about before. And the bitters, you'll think will be acidic to the body. It goes in and feels like it's going to be acidic, but it's converted by the tongue into an alkaline substance, which helps build the immune system because our body needs to be 75% alkaline and about 25% acidic when you're talking about a balance, basically around that range. So the bitters and helping with the digestion helps with building it to that process where now the body can break down what you're eating, get your nutrition, build your energy, build your immune system. And then because of the bitters, it will help that waste product from the food you're eating be eliminated. Again, provided that the food has some nutritional value to it. You know, if it doesn't, it may break it down still some, but the body's got nothing to absorb. so unless you're absorbing sugar, which is not something you want to absorb to the body.
No.
But that does happen because when you're eating a lot of cakes and pies and sugar, you know, even without the bitters, the body's going to absorb a lot of that stuff into the bloodstream, which contributes to the high glucose and diabetic kind of conditions. But I just threw that in there. But we're looking at foods that are sensible and nourishing. And then we've been doing the bitters on a daily basis. It could be uh, the ginger tea or some sassafras tea or, blood tonic or detox tonic that's got several bitters in it. And you're just taking a small amount. It still builds the body up and has a good effect on the body. Even if you took the bitter tonic in the morning and you didn't eat till the afternoon, that's still okay because it's still going to break it down and you'll be able to absorb more nutrients and your body will get stronger a lot quicker. Your bitters tend to help remove gas and excess fluid out of the body, okay? Especially that bloating. Great for heartburns, you know, because the heartburn is the acid buildup because the food waste is sitting in your GI tract because the digestive system's off. So when you're doing things that are bitter, like say ginger or something else or burdock something, it's going to help break that down so that the body can digest better, which means absorbs more nutrition, which builds the energy and helps with the elimination of the byproducts of the food that you're eating.
So that it's interesting that you mentioned that because you have bitters in your blood tonic, in your Docs Detox,
Mm-hmm.
and I think in some of your other tonics as well. But when I first started taking your blood tonic,
Mm-hmm.
I before I started taking it, I had stomach issues.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And when I first took the tonic, I was like, "Oh, there's a bitterness to this. This is going to really flare up some of my stomach issues."
Yeah.
It didn't happen.
Acid reflux or something like
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't happen. And I was like, I didn't understand the chemical processes or how it was working, but it did not work, or I should say, it didn't hurt my stomach as I thought it might.
Right, and naturally so. You know, I can see that being a concern, but yeah, obviously you see that it's not a concern. You know,
No, I mean it's fine.
because it's moving things out. You know, the bitters help the blood circulation, but it helps the urinary tract flow. So it helps with cleaning. You know, the secretions of the urine to flush that out, so it helps with the bladder, the gallbladder. It also helps break up blockages in your lymph glands, whether it's the lymph glands under your arms or under your chin, down near your groin area, stuff which can hold blockages, which can contribute to problem. The bitters go in and say, "Aha, I found you." you know, yeah, we're evicting you. Did you get your eviction notice? And it will help move that out. Which the more stuff that can be harmful for the body that you can move out, the more the body helps in its healing. And bitters are like at the top of the list, and its effects on the body.
Now, I do know that there are products out there
Mm-hmm.
that have bitters,
Mm-hmm.
but they also have sweeteners.
Which kills the bitterness. Kills the bitterness. It still may taste better, but you create chaos in the body. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
Oh, go ahead.
okay,
No,
it makes chaos.
you were just quite emphatic.
Yeah, right. Your nose, I just took
Yeah,
over that.
you just
Oh,
took that
no.
over.
And I guess the reason why is because with the tonics that I have on the market, okay, that have the bitters and stuff in it, tonics that we have on the market, um, some of these people said that people won't take bitters. So you got to sweeten it. And for me, as a true herbalist, that's like an insult. No, don't, no, no. People will get accustomed to it. People get accustomed to it because they will feel um, how much more benefits it gets. Same as you just gave an example. You thought it was going to be a problem, and it actually was a solution. You know? But when you sweeten it, now you created chaos in the body because you got a bitter in there and you got a sweetener in there. And the people that take a tonic, they adjust it. You know, they look for that bitterness. Now, heaven forbid if I made it less bitter, I'd have to leave town, leave the country. This is not as bitter as it used to be. What have you done? You're cutting corners. I can
Oh,
hear them.
you would upset your customers.
Yeah, because they've gotten used to it. So all that research stuff that's done with people who are not herbalists and people that don't understand bitters. All they know is it had a bitter taste to it. And because it had a bitter taste, people are not going to take it. Some of my most loyal um, people who take the tonics that we have that have those bitters in it are our children and our seniors. The people you think would be the most sensitive to it. You know? So the parents say, when the parents start to forget, I need my bitter. They know the name because I need my stuff because all they know that makes them feel better. They may not understand the theory of bitters and stuff, but my children, I got extended children list. I'm Dr. Steve.
Yeah.
When my kids, I'm not Dr. Tates. I'm Dr. Steve. Dr. Steve, Dr. Steve, Dr. Steve, which I like, with the children, not with the adults, but with the children. And they love their tonic. They love it, So all that research that people won't take it, people will, if they're serious about their health, people will take what works, and they're not going to worry about the fact that it's bitter because they start to see the improvements, and that's what they're looking for, and that's what they need, and that's what they want.
Well, Doc, I mean, I think it just helps the audience understand the bitters.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what you were saying just actually answered one of my own personal questions about, well, how did that work? Appreciate that very much,
Mm-hmm.
because it looks like a lot of the herbs that are most effective, most powerful, tend to be on the bitter side.
Absolutely.
And so we need to understand why that's important,
Mm-hmm.
and to be mindful of adding flavors and things like that.
Yeah, because people are like, can I make it sweet? Do you want it to work? Yeah, but then no. So I can't put a little bit of sugar? No.
So full disclosure, one of the first questions I asked, well, can we put
some honey or
something in it, or
yeah.
But you do get used to it actually very fast.
Actually very fast, because the bitters match one of the things that the body needs. That's why your body adjusts so quickly, because it's a match, it's a piece that's missing that we're not consuming enough of, and that's the bitters. So the body's recognizing it. So about time, where you been? You been on vacation? Bring more of your bitter buddies in my body. I mean, that's how the body responds. And then because of that, and because of the things that I've outlined, it improves the body's immune system, which again, anything that improves the body's immune system, it's going to slow down the aging and increase the body's ability to remove toxins and stuff out of the body that can kill us if we don't.
So if people want to learn more about bitters, they can reach out to their naturopaths that are in their local area,
Mm-hmm.
or herbalists.
Mm-hmm.
You're around, aren't you?
Yeah. Then call me.
They can always call you. So if someone wants to call you, how would they do that?
Okay, best numbers is 404-943-1171 or 404-435-9336. And if they miss me, I may be helping some people. Just leave a message, but also mention that you are watching some of the podcasts, because then it elevates your status in the call. And the reason why it elevates your status, because, okay, you're watching the podcast with me, you must have some interest in trying to improve your overall health. You just say, oh, it's a health podcast, and go switch to some dumb stuff on YouTube or something else. Shows me that, oh, you like what you heard, and now you're calling to follow up on it. That puts you in a different category than somebody that's just out of curiosity.
Okay, so one of the side benefits of listening to this podcast is that you become elevated.
Yeah, here we go.
There we go. All right. And your contact information is in the podcast information on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout, and YouTube.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
And now, a quick word about our sponsor, Dr. Tates, Herbal Tinctures and Tonics. Dr. Tates' all-natural herbal formulas, which are the true definition of herbal tonics, have been available for over 20 years. These specially formulated herbal tonics are designed to help cleanse, heal, rebuild, and revitalize your body, which will help improve your overall health. Dr. Tates offers the Herbal Blood Tonic, Dox Detox, Herbal Fat Burner, Herbal Female Tonic, and Herbal Male Tonic. If you would like to learn more about the tonics and where to pick up your bottle, call 404-459-8696 or visit Dr. Tates at drtates.online. That's drtates.online. Or you can simply Google Dr. Tates Herbal Tinctures and Tonics, and you will find a great deal of information on the internet. That does it for this episode of Adventures in Good Health. And we would like to hear from you regarding this podcast and any suggestions you have for future podcasts. You can reach us at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Please subscribe and leave a rating or a review. Until next week, this is David Maloof exploring natural approaches to good health.